Alright, welcome to the TheDayIsOurz channel. I'm your host, Johnny Utah, and it is April 3rd. It is Wednesday. So, unlike my normal Seize the Day videos, this is actually going to be a plasma day. So this is actually technically a rest day here for me. I have about like 20 minutes before I have to leave and go donate plasma. But with this episode, we're just going to go ahead and talk a little bit about my routine before donating plasma, and then get an update on like where my plasma benefits are, since it's an absolute awesome way to earn some extra cash. Let's go ahead and just jump into my morning numbers here. So with that here, we are at 7,038 steps thus far. I usually try to take like an hour of a walk. I do tend to try to sleep in a little bit on my rest days just to get a little bit of extra sleep in. Your sleep recovery is pretty good, but more on that when we get to the sleep section of it. So that's just my goal. So it's not going to be like a heavy workout day. I'm not using any of my weights. I'm not doing any of the aerobics. It's just a simple, easy walk. When you're donating plasma, you generally don't want to sweat a whole lot, because then you can potentially dehydrate yourself, and that could lead to issues. Lightheadedness, nausea, stuff like that. And you don't want to do that while you're donating plasma. That's just not going to be a fun experience. So, like I said, stay hydrated, drink plenty of water, and don't overexert yourself. Especially, you do not want to do any real strenuous activity on the arm that you plan on donating to. So, for instance, if you are doing arm curls, this will cause an extreme amount of stress on the veins that are right here. This is where they're going to poke the needle. And so that could lead to blockages. It could lead to a vein pop, or just general damage in general. So you don't want to do that. And like I said, you want to stay plenty hydrated. All right, jumping off to the other numbers here. So 63 activity minutes. Like I said, just about an hour of a walk is all I really took today. And that's pretty good, right? Just something to get your body in motion. You don't have to do like an all-out workout to get your body going, and you don't have to just sit there and do nothing either, right? You could do a little bit of a walk. Usually what they recommend is a healthy dosage of, steps a day is about 10,000 steps a day. And I usually do that in my sleep, right? By the time I'm done with my morning workout, I'm typically already at like 14,000, already 140% against goal there for it. And so, like I said, you can get your steps in the morning. Walking is going to help you really, really be efficient at losing weight. You just cannot underestimate the importance of walking. It's a light activity that you can do that will pay huge dividends the more consistent you are at doing it. 417 activity calories burned. And that's actually a pretty good start to the day. Obviously, these numbers are way lower than what my normal workout days are, but that's okay. It's a rest day. It's not meant to be like a high strenuous day. It's just meant to get your body a little bit going, but not overexert, let your body recover. So that way you're ready to enjoy your day, and then you're ready to push even harder tomorrow, because as your body recovers, and then you go into your workout, your body's able to push even harder. So that just means that tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, I will even be pushing harder than I normally do, just because my body's going to be just that much more recovered. All right, and then going off into our final numbers, I did decide to add one little thing over here. So you'll see here on the right-hand corner of the stat sheet here for you, I'm actually able to see when it tracks when I finally am in bed to where I'm not, and here's where discrepancies lie. So I'm starting to understand why the numbers are a little bit skewed here. So when I went to bed yesterday, Arlen had a little bit of an issue going to bed. He wanted to just stay up all night, at least at the beginning. I initially had gone to bed around 11. Arlen was kind of fussing, so I was like, okay, we're going to do some daddy walks. He absolutely loves walking with daddy. So that way I can just give him motion, and I don't mind. It's like a free workout for me, because when you're carrying a 15 pound lug just in your arms like this, and he's just happily dangling freestyle, it's just fun for me as well. But anyways, I went to bed probably closer to around like 11:45 was about the time that I had gone to bed. This is actually saying that I did not get to bed until 12:51, and I guarantee you I was not up at 12:51. So I don't know exactly what it's tracking. Maybe I'm just rolling at night and it doesn't really recognize that I'm in bed or something of that nature. I don't know. I'll have to maybe make a journal of when I go into bed and see how the difference, where it's tracking and where it's not. And the other side to it as well is this says I got up at 6:26. Right, I was no longer in bed at that point, guys. I didn't get up until like 7 o'clock on the dot. I had some, say wakefulness before then, but I was definitely in bed until 7 o'clock. So maybe once again, this may deal with like a little bit of motion and it's not tracking it very accurately. And so with that here, this is probably the worst score I've gotten, which is 69. Nice. But it gave me a fair score. And so with that here, that's probably the lowest rating that I've had thus far since tracking it initially. And I'm sure part of that is just due to 5 hours and 35 minutes of tracked sleep. I think it's not giving me credit for about an hour and like say 5 minutes. So it really should be around like 6 hours and 35. Well, really, plus the 30 minutes I was in bed till 7. So really it should have given me just around like 7 hours extra, or not 7 hours extra, but 7 hours total, or at least just under that. Is where it should be. So I think that's one thing I'll definitely have to track moving forward. So we talked about total sleep time. Sleep cycles, this gave me 4 sleep cycles. Once we did get Arlie into bed, he was kind of like crashed. He had just wanted to stay up for whatever reason. He just did not want to go to bed. Every time we put him down to lay down, he'd pop right back up and be like, "Wow, I don't want to go to bed." Kind of like normal baby stuff. I don't really notice him waking up, all too often afterwards. So, 4 sleep cycles, that just might be the regular sleep cycles there. Now that I'm thinking about it, it may not have much to do with Arlene waking up, more of just going from deep sleep to light sleep, rest, deep sleep. It may be cycles like that. I guess I'm going to have to just look into that. Wakefulness, I was only 3% awake, and yeah, I slumped out. Yesterday, I was just like, I usually try to go to bed around 10:30, and usually we're able to get Arlene in bed around 10:30, so being in bed about 11:45 I was ready to crash. Physical recovery and mental recovery, and so with that here, we have 44% physical recovery, we have 76% mental recovery. I think these numbers are just a little bit low, and I think they're just skewed by that total sleep time, right? The less time you're sleeping, or the less time it's tracking you sleep, I'm sure the stats are going to be a little bit worse. So once again, just another thing to track, just to see where those are at. And then I guess we're going to do a little final category here for you. And you guys are going to track my progress on donations. So I've already done 4 donations. So this donation will be my 5th donation, and right now I have spent like $30. I bought some boulets for my Kimber CDP Pro. So that was like $30, maybe like $31 with tax or whatever it was. But anyways, you'll be able to see my balance over here. Right now we're currently at $384 saved. I've also gotten a referral in, so thanks guys. And now we have reward points up to 800. Now, I have not used the reward system. I'm just going to kind of like build it up and then claim it all at once. Maybe when I get to like, I don't know, 5,000? I don't know. I'm just going to see how it works over here. But obviously, we're going to track our progress. This is a great way to just earn just extra cash. And think about that. In 4 donations, I was basically 384 minus the $30. So what is that, like 410? Like, guys, you can make some serious cash just donating plasma. And that's only 4 times that I've done it. And I still have the rest of the month to go. And typically that first period that they have there for you gets you up to like 750, 800. In some states it gets a little bit higher. So like I said, if that's something that you're interested, I will put up the referral or the refer a friend bonus over here. Just to stop the video, take a screenshot of it, and then just go ahead and show that to your BioLife rep. And I greatly appreciate it, right? So we could do this journey. We could do this journey together. But with that here, I'm going to have to wrap up here because I am going to have to go so I can get that BioLife donation in. So it's Johnny Utah out, and have a good morning.